This afternoon to our seminar at the Careers Festival for 2017 on the Gold Coast. I'm delighted to be here and I'm really excited to be able to help you as job seekers to really stand out in your resumes, because let's face it, in today's society, getting a job, whether it's entry level or experience, is really competitive, and actually the only way to get past all the HR girls in any industry is to make sure you actually look good on paper, because that's your first barrier. Once you can win them over and show the HR girls or boys that you are good, they will then want to meet you in person, and then the interview is easy, that's no problem. So today what I'd like to do is basically give you some really honest tips on how you can basically revamp your existing resume and put yourself ahead of your competition, because let's face it, you want to get into the interview, so you've really got to stand out. Okay, so exceptional traditional resumes, we've had the company for 7 years. We specialise in sort of managerial positions, entry-level graduate positions, and also trades and mining related resumes. However, what we focus on in all of our documentation is actually keywords and making sure that resumes match job descriptions. So what we'll go through today is basically some elements relating to structure and also content, and thinking from the perspective of an employer, because that's who you're going to go for and that's who's going to be reading your resume: the employer, the recruitment manager, maybe a recruitment agency, anybody who is going for that job. So first of all, before you actually apply for a job, you need to consider these areas. So for example, your job search strategy, your plan, your exploration, and your self-assessment. And I think it comes down to, when you're writing your resume, is to be really honest about what you can and cannot do as a job seeker, and then apply for jobs which you actually think are going to be relevant. Because let's be honest, if you are, say, an accountant, but you're going to go for a job as a lawyer, your chances are not going to be very high because you're going too far ahead. So what you should do is apply for jobs which are in similar skill sets to what you can do already. So first of all, when you are writing your resume, this is most important, to straight up declare your intentions. So you have the section on your resume which is the career objective. So that's just underneath your personal details. In the career objectives section, this is where you're going to state the following things. So for example, what is the job title you're going for? Okay? Because when the HR department is writing job descriptions, they will always have a job title at the very top, and so they'll be looking for people who have a resume which matches that. So let's take, for example, someone who is going for an entry-level marketing role. So some of the words that would align with that would be marketing officer, or marketing assistant, or entry-level marketer, something like that. So that is most important, to make sure that your resume aligns with the job title you want, so that when you actually apply, the person who is looking at your resume will straight away realise, yes, this person has taken the time to state what they want. Now, when you are having a resume, you also need to target your resume so that it's actually focused on two things. One, the job title, and two, the industry which you're going for, okay? Because your best strategy as a job seeker is to actually go niche market. So when I say niche market, I mean don't just go for every company who's advertising a marketing job. Go for a couple of industries which you like, industries which you can relate to, and maybe an industry which you may have worked in previously, because that way your chance of being noticed and recognised for your skill set is going to be higher. So make sure your resume is actually targeted at a particular position. Now, in Australia, when we're actually applying for a resume, it is most important to really be honest with what you're putting in your resume. So what I mean is, don't lie about what you can and cannot do on a resume. Do not fudge your resume whatsoever. Because I'll tell you what, you may be able to get to the interview, but when it comes to the job, can you imagine if you get caught out and you can't actually do the job and you've lied on your resume? Do you know how bad that looks? And let's be honest, a lot of recruitment agencies all know each other, particularly if you're on the Gold Coast. It's a really small location. So what you need to do is, as a job seeker, you need to keep a good reputation before and after you apply for any job, because this is what a lot of recruitment agencies do, and also managers. If they can't hire you, they may actually recommend you to their friend who is in the industry or who's recruiting for a similar role. So that's why you've got to be honest at all times in your resume. Also, thinking about your best assets, this is what you've got to focus on. So I get a lot of people who are graduates who are applying for a new job. Now, if you have very limited experience in your career, what you can actually do is sell yourself to the employer as the potential of what you bring to the job. So, for example, say you have a customer service background and you're going for a hospitality management job because you've been in hospitality in your degree. What you can do is you can look at the skill sets between what does a person who's done customer service previously bring to the job, and then how does that relate to the hospitality management? Because you've got to think about how can you make yourself look positive to the employer, because employers don't want someone who's negative or someone who is not going to bring enthusiasm to their future career. So you've got to really align yourself. And I think when you're doing your applications too, choose the companies really carefully that you apply for, because companies who have similar values to you will pick up on what you bring through your resume as well. So if they notice that you're a charismatic, really social person and you go for a company that's got those elements, your chances of getting into the interview is also higher, because it's all about the cultural fit. Also think about tailoring your resume to the correct position too. So what you need to do is think about your soft skills, but also your technical skills. So the technical skills or hard skills is what you can actually do on the job in relation to that specific job title. Okay, so I must emphasize to you that when you are writing a resume, focus on that job title. Here's a trick for you. If you really want to get smart about writing your resume and tailoring it, what you could do is go onto Google, type in the job title which you're going for. So let's say marketing coordinator, and then type in next to it on Google job description. You find a couple of job descriptions and then look for some keywords which are found in other job descriptions and put those into your resume. But just make sure that those keywords are words that you can do from your previous experience, because you've got to make sure that you're honest with times. But that's how you can make your resume more tailored to the industry and the position you're going for. So any questions so far about targeting? Was that okay? So it's all about keywords, getting it all aligned together and thinking like the employer who you're going to